Fucking hell, that weren't great, were it? Welcome back to Matchday Report, people. Good to see you all back after a bit of an absence in the midweek, of course, with the game being postponed due to a fire outside of St Mary's. I suppose Will Keane got there a bit too early. But yeah, unfortunately, as we all predicted, we would go to Southampton and win, which obviously that didn't happen anyway, but it probably still will happen, knowing Preston. And we will come to Deepdale at the weekend and get beat by Stoke. Bada bing, bada boom, we got beat by Stoke. It was one of the ugliest games I've seen for a while, I'll put it that way. So just to break it down for you, obviously you can see by the stats, 4 shots, 2 on target, nowhere near the paces, and then they had 13-4. Stoke were very, very direct, and I think that is exactly what cost us, because normally we're used to teams not being that direct, so we've got time to knock it about left and right, and eventually, play a ball forward to get us all up into the box and potentially create a chance out of that. Whereas this game we made absolutely no chances, and we had basically nothing at all. Like, we literally had nothing. The only shot on target we had was Millie's header, which came from literally nothing. And Whiteman's shot late on, which caused him to go off with ankle problems. So there's a potential we might lose Whiteman for the next game. But we'll see about that. But yeah, in terms of things, that was a very poor shot from Whiteman. I must say, a bit of placement. But then again, he's battling against someone at the side of him. It's hard to put a bit of placement on that, especially if you're not a striker. But as far as things go, we didn't look like we were digging deep enough. We didn't really have many chances at goal. We didn't really have many shots, as you can see. I think that's what we were lacking, a bit of intent to have a shot and just have a go. But Stoke were very physical. They were very, defensive in this game. They were very direct in their attacking as well. So I think Stoke put in a very good performance all around. Of course, the first goal came from an own goal from Hughes. At the time, I couldn't really tell, but it was definitely an own goal after watching it back. And they were poor goals to concede just watching it back. Hughes is, he's running with his man, and it's gone in off of Hughes' chest from a low cross, which, again, not much you can really do about that, because especially when you've got someone tracking behind you. You can't move your body backwards in any sort, because you're going to give them a chance, or you could potentially concede a penalty. It was a difficult one, really. It's just quite unfortunate, but the winning goal from Stoke, I don't understand how we've not picked it up personally. It was one of the poorest goals I've seen in a long time, and it's a really shit way to lose the game. But then again, we spent most of the game playing tennis, so we're not going to get anywhere. So as the table stands now, with 10 games to go, or thereabouts anyway, we are sat at 9th with a couple of points between us and Coventry, and that's because obviously we lost and they won. That's why I was hoping we could potentially take some points off of Hull as well as Southampton to keep us back in the race. Of course, we've got a game in hand at the moment, but it's beside the point, because Cardiff are very quickly creeping up on us, and they scored a last minute winner themselves and all at the weekend. So another contender enters the playoff race late in the season. We need to start taking points off a lot of these teams that are above us and around us, including Watford when we visit them very soon. But even those that aren't in and around us, we still need to be winning these games, because if we don't, then our season hopes are gone, essentially. So we need to pull our fingers out of our asses and give it a real good go now, because it is possible. Let's take a look at player rating, shall we? Woodman a 6. First half saves to keep out Juno and Campbell, and 1 in the second to deny Gooch. Two pretty rank goals to concede, I agree. Shame, really, because I think he had a good performance. Story 5.5. Huge frustration with both goals, especially the second. I defended well up until that with some big moments. Lindsay a 6. Battled away in typical fashion, but couldn't keep the back door shut. Cut a frustrated figure out there at times. Hughes a 5. Gucci's cross was sent into a dangerous area, and the Welshman could only turn it into his own net. That aside, it was steady enough. Move forward to the next bit. I don't want ad blocker. Brown 5.5. Gucci gave him a difficult afternoon with his directness and athleticism. Brown kept going from start to finish in the absence of Potts. Got higher up the pitch in the second half and sent some crosses in. I do hope Potts is back soon, because we need Brown back in the middle. Whiteman a 6, forced off with an injury later on after going through and seeing his shot saved. Stoke certainly brought the fight, but he did okay in there. McCann a 6, busy once again in the midfield work and certainly couldn't follow his effort. Stoke defended pretty deep, which didn't suit him a great deal. McCann kept it simple enough on the ball. Yeah, Stoke played a really high line. Like, their offside trap was fantastic, and it really caught us out a few times. Miller a 6, going to promising areas, tried to ask questions. Didn't always happen for him against the lively Hoover, however you say that. Darth had some sloppy moments, improved in the second and provided a lovely assist. Reese a 6. Had a half-hearted shout for a penalty in the first half, turned down. Never got that one golden chance he was looking for. Dangerous run to the box second half. Keane a 6. Some nice touches and play with his back to goal, but it was a tough battle against Stoke's defenders for his hour on the pitch. Millie has 7, stuck his header away accidentally, and that should have earned us a draw. But we just kind of let that cross go. Set piece defending needs to get better. Brady has 6, putting a top tackle and started the move which led to Whiteman's late chance. Brady's been looking sharp. Ledson a 5 on for the closing stages after Whiteman's knock, and that's your lot. So yeah, it's one of them really. Like I said, the final goal was just it was fucking. I don't know if I can show the clip or not because it's material I'm not allowed to show, but we will watch it anyway. And if video gets taken down, I'll re-upload it without it. But as you can see, it's incredibly unfortunate in how it's gone down. We'll reduce the playback speed real quick and we'll just watch that again. Just so you can get an idea of what's going on here. So they've played the ball into the middle. It's come off McCann, who's not cleared it well enough, and McNally's just donked it and it goes in off the post. It's one of those ones where you're like, how on earth is that gone where it's gone? It's big shame. You shouldn't be conceding goals like that, and it's a nightmare, but oh well. Ryan Law's reaction. Let's read that, shall we? Okay, we managed to find a way back into the game. Great header from Millie. You are thinking, go on then. We thought we would have had the freshness with them playing Tuesday night. To be done by a free kick, which isn't a free kick, but I'm not going to go on about it because we need to do better from the cross. I agree the referee was poor. We get done at the back stick, and then Ali's in a position to kick it, and kicks it right at the player, and it goes in. The 2 goals the Sunday League really to give away, but credit where it's due. They kept fighting, working hard, wanting to get on the front foot, cause problems, and they found a way. But we've got to learn that if it's not sticking at the top end, we need to make sure we come away. We had a point in the bag, and then lose it is disappointing. They came on nullified what we've been doing in the first time Shuey has changed shape all season. He's locked on man for man and played a box at times. We've then got to find a way, receive the ball in different areas, and get our wing backs higher, which we didn't. We need to be a bit braver in the sense. Second half, it opened up a bit more because we said 1 or 2 words at half time. Our goal is good. Well worked goal. Their one, they got down the line and put it across the box. We've just got to clear that. The second one, I don't know if we're too deep, but Jordan gets done at the back stick and it's dropped down. So there are individual errors, but there's no criticism of them. They haven't cost us the game. It's just what we need to do better. I will stick with the lads. They don't mean to make individual errors. Stoke put their bodies on the line and fought hard, but we didn't fight as hard as we should have because we needed to do a bit more. I thought all around it was a bit flat first half, really. Listen, they came in their droves and their fans were loud, which credit to Stoke's fans, they were very loud. The 2 teams just cancelled each other out in the first half, and then we made 1 or 2 tweaks. The game opened up and there were some tired legs. Just disappointed with our goals when I look at them back. I'm thinking, wow, we need to make sure we are better than that because we have been solid and resolute. I hate that phrase. There's been a weakness today that's cost us, and it's not been for the lack of effort. Oh, he's changed the word. He's changed it. It's not trying anymore. It's effort, just so it doesn't get recycled too much. We've just lacked quality in certain areas to get us a point at 3 points. Hopefully, he can give us a kick up the backside. The main priority now is to get back on the bike and start pedalling. Have we been undone by moments of quality from Stoke? No. We've been undone by not doing the basics right. We will get back to the drawing board. We've got a week to prepare for the next one, and we'll get the confidence back up. And hopefully, it's a game that we can take a lot of confidence going into and bring the fight to Plymouth, because they're not a fantastic side by any means, but they are what Stoke are. They're a direct side that like to attack with some quality, so we need to have our heads screwed on and not have a repeat of today, also yesterday, if we want to have a chance in that game, no matter where they are in the table, if you ask me. But that's that really. It's one of those games where you think, shit, we should be winning this game, but in typical North End fashion, we just don't win it, and we play like shit. So it's quite unfortunate, really. But let's just take a look at the attacking momentum really quickly on SofaScore, because I was quite interested to see this. It's something I should be looking at a lot more, because this is one of the few things I do agree with on their website. And you can see Stoke were just incredibly... They were all over the place. We really had no momentum apart from the dying minutes of the game. It's just a case of one team wanted it more than the other, and when you have that desire to win the game, you win the game, no matter the quality. So, yeah, big shame. Like I said, it's you'd like to take points and results from games like this, but sometimes you just don't, and it's football. I'm not, we're not going to get too pressed about it because we're still in with a good chance of getting somewhere for this season, but we're going to need to start pulling our big punches now and put on performances like we did at Coventry, because it's games like that we need to be winning, and there's a few more coming up that we need to win. So fingers crossed we can go in with the right mentality this time around and produce a bit more quality, because it looked like nobody was up to the task today. So yeah, thanks a ton for watching. Of course, it's very disappointing, and also disappointing that we didn't get to watch the Southampton bout, but we'll see that very soon, I hope so. And then of course I'll see you for that. But as it stands, provided nothing happens during the week, I will see you all next weekend for when we cover the Plymouth game, which will for sure be a very interesting one, and one we really should be taking 3 points from. So with that being said, 3-1 Plymouth next week. See you then.